Hi, I'm Alex.
I'm Justin.
Welcome to the Brother Side Podcast. Justin, I got to tell you, man, it's hot as shit outside. And
It's ridiculous.
That got me thinking. A few years ago, you were talking about coming out with a clothing line called Swalls and Swass.
Swalls and Swass clothing line.
So,
It's kind of self-explanatory a little bit. So,
go ahead, tell us about
it requires heat like we've had this last week. You know, it's been mid to upper 90s every day for as long as I can remember now. And it was Aaron and I started it when we had a similar heat wave. This is like when we first started dating, you know, when we actually like talking to each other.
Right.
And and so, you know, we were walking around, I think we were walking around a lake or something, and I just remember like everything being real sticky. And
Everything?
Like, yeah, you can
From
imagine.
under?
Yeah. And so I was like, man, we need to start a clothing line that allows things to breathe a little better. And this is before all like the moisture wicking clothes that were out there.
Sure.
And so I was like, man, what would we call it? And you know, first thing I was thinking, we're combining sweaty to balls.
That's balls
Yeah.
and ass.
Right. And so Swalls and Swass, and you know, the train just got rolling with
Right.
Swalls and Swass. And we were talking about where we would set it up and what kind of storefront we would need. And we talked about putting it like right next to Victoria's Secret. Like you have the undergarments like side by side, one sexy and one for sweaty.
Do you think this would be like a white trash thing?
Yeah, it could.
This seems more like a Walmart purchase.
It would. Well, we'd want to capture all the markets.
Right.
Yeah. We'd be, you know, our classier line next to Victoria's Secret, not so classy, maybe in a Walmart. But either way, it's meant for everybody because everybody has to deal with Swalls and Swass. So,
Oh, man. So you're going to have a moisture wicking component to this? Or
well,
it's just
yeah,
breathing?
it'd be super high tech. It would have to be.
Yeah.
I mean, because we would want it to work, right? Like it would have
Man.
to actually work.
I don't know. When it's this hot, I almost need like a diaper. Like there's so much going on
So
under
much
there.
moisture. There's actual dripping going on. Well, yeah. I mean, we were out on the golf course the other week. I mean, we were two holes in. Our buddy Cody
Yeah.
was already like, looked like he was wearing a diaper that wasn't catching everything. 'Cause his ass was just like wet.
Yeah, that's not a day for khakis. You cannot
No,
wear
I was
khakis.
like,
you got to wear black
you
or
gotta-
something.
Yeah, you got to come up with a better ensemble for that kind of heat because
Yeah.
it was just getting ridiculous.
Gym shorts. Those
Yeah.
need to be allowed on a golf course.
It
Just-
should have that day.
Yeah.
But we were kind of on a nice golf course, players club, and yeah. So, no gym shorts allowed. You have to wear collared shirts there.
Yeah.
You can't even wear a T-shirt.
Annie asked me, she's like, do you have any other shorts other than those dark blue and those black ones? I'm like, I'm just so damn sweaty. I don't want people to see the outline of my sweat around my crack in my cheeks.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like I wear the exact same shorts every day.
Yeah.
Because I'm just, all right, what's going to hide all the sweat? My black ones.
Yeah, I've actually doubled up boxers in this heat just for extra absorption.
Seriously?
There's been a couple days.
You need to go
couple days.
whitey tighties on top of like an athletic undergarment like bikers wear.
Yeah.
So whitey tighties, biker shorts, then boxer briefs or something.
Yeah, no, so actually that is interesting you say that. I do briefs and then just regular cotton boxers and then teepee. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I do, you know, if I'm going golfing, there's something about those leather seats that just really heat it up. I feel like every time, you know, you get back in the cart and you sit down, you're that much more hot.
Well, it's those vinyl. It's the vinyl
Or
seats.
vinyl, yeah.
Yeah. It is meant to heat cheeks, I think.
Right.
I think.
Could it kill a golf course to throw in a couple fans in a golf cart? I mean,
Yes.
tap off the battery and throw in a couple fans.
With misting power. Like
Yeah.
a misting fan, something like that.
Right.
That's going to keep you cool.
First world problems right there.
Oh, man. Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, well, that kind of gets into, like, something that people wouldn't know about you. We're talking about sweat and
geez.
sweating.
Yeah.
And you used to have a little bit of an issue with sweating. Not a little bit of an issue, a large issue with sweating.
Yeah.
That most people don't have.
Yep. Why are all the stories so damn embarrassing about me? Like, I don't have anything that's just like,
The
oh, he
mole.
did some cool stuff. Yeah, the mole in my ass, my excessive sweating. Yeah, I mean, I think senior year of high school, I had maybe it was an anxiety issue, but I would pit out through a hoodie.
Which is disgusting.
I would have a T-shirt underneath.
You disgust me.
I know, and pit out through a hoodie. And then I hit college, and probably freshman or sophomore year, it just kind of went away. I don't know what happened. Hormones
Well, you
or
got
something.
you got shots, didn't you?
Well, that was later on because it came back.
Oh.
It came back
With the
full
fury?
vengeance, man. Yeah, so like 3
Wait.
years ago.
Do you have super hairy pits?
No, they're not hairy anymore at all.
Do you shave your pits?
No, it's because I got this procedure done at some med spa. God, I feel girly telling you this, but I mean, you already know.
Yeah.
The listeners this, I should say.
No, well, I don't remember everything.
Yeah, so you go in, and I said, hey, can you fix sweaty pits? I don't know how else to describe it. I have a major issue here. And I was reading online, there's Botox, and there's this other procedure where they basically heat up the nerves in your armpits, like basically take a curling iron to them, and it damages the nerves and it prevents you from sweating. So I got that procedure done, and you swell up like a melon under each arm. I was good for like a year, and then all of a sudden it came back again. And I'm like, God dang, man. So I just pit my ass off, and I go back. I was like, is this normal to get this done twice? And they're like, yeah, I don't know. Only like 7% of people have to do it twice. So I get it done again. And
How long ago was that?
the second time, probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And I was good for about another 6 months to a year, and I still have issues. So I just kind of gave up. Like, I'm just a sweaty mess all the time.
So you've had curling iron to your pit
Yeah.
a couple times
Yeah.
to burn nerve endings that
Yeah.
cause sweat,
Yep.
and it's still happening.
It's still happening. They call the technical term for what I have is hyperhidrosis. So it's excessive sweating, usually your armpits, your palms, or your feet. And I am just sweating all those categories most of the time. Especially when I get anxiety, if I get around like a group of people that, I don't know, and I'm just in an uncomfortable setting, I'll just pit out.
Who
to
does it?
none.
Everybody sweats then.
Not to this extent, I don't
Not
think.
through hoodies.
When I was doing stand-up.
Yeah, let's talk about
Yeah.
that. But we'll get to. You can finish this sweating.
Yeah, I mean, no, I was just going to say when I was doing stand-up, I get so nervous that I thought about leaving because I was sweating so much.
Like before it was your
Before
turn.
I got on stage, yeah.
You're sweaty. You're like, once I get on stage, everyone's going to see that. Like all the sweat rings.
Yeah, just a huge sweaty pits.
This guy's just Swamp Thing up on the up on stage.
Nervous in front of like 10 people,
Sure.
But I wanted to be funny.
Right.
But I didn't leave. I was doing all these like breathing exercises, like
Like
No.
Lamaze class.
I don't know. I worked through it, and I just said screw it and went up on stage anyways. But yeah, I
Well,
think
yeah,
it's-
like you said, there's nobody there.
Yeah.
And everybody else there is doing exactly what you're doing, right?
right
Because
everyone's
it's
trying
open
to,
mic night, so everyone's like probably in their own heads, not even hardly listening to what you're doing because they're going through their routine, also trying not to sweat through their clothes.
exactly.
So tell us a little bit about what it's like to do stand up. Because I remember going in your house and in your like guest bathroom, you had a little phrase on your mirror that said like you wanted to be a stand up comedian.
Yeah.
Like by a certain date, you're like, I'm going to be a stand up comedian. And you knew that it would take a lot of work to do it.
Yep. I had big ambitions and goals, and my goal really was to
I had those things, but they're gone.
I let it go.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to be a paid comedian, and my thought was It doesn't matter if it's $20, $50. I want to get paid to make people laugh.
Yeah.
And
That'd be
it'd be sweet
thing
you know?
to do. Yeah.
And you see all these Netflix specials, and you're like, man, they're just killing. And
Yeah.
you're like, it can't be that hard. And then you start writing, and you're like, okay, I think this is funny.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I went, I'm like, dude, I'm going to kill this stage.
Yeah.
And then I got
My
up there.
material is legit.
Legit as hell.
Yeah.
And then I get up there, and nobody laughs. And I'm like, damn, that is a humbling experience, dude.
How many people were in the room? Do you remember? Like,
Typically, there's like 20 to 30.
okay. And it was crickets.
Yeah, I mean,
Did you have like some trapper keeper, like,
yeah.
like middle school trapper keeper jokes?
Yeah, all you fellas know what we're talking about when you use the trapper keeper to hide some
Puberty happening.
moments from happening.
Yeah.
Like this swing moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I had some laughs. It's not like it was crickets the entire time.
Right.
But I definitely thought the room would be belly laughing the entire time, and they were not. So I was just like really taken back the first time, and it was tough, but I kept at it. I probably went up on stage, I don't know, 10 times.
10
That's it.
times?
Yeah.
And I never saw one. I'm
Yeah.
a bad
Way to
brother.
support your family, dude.
Well, for a while there, I would say at least the first 5, you didn't want anybody there. In
Yeah.
my defense.
Yeah.
Because you were afraid of the extra pressure of
You-
somebody you actually knew watching you.
yeah, you just yelling at me,
Yeah, heckling you.
heckling the hell out of me.
You
Yeah,
suck.
I'd do a lot
boo.
better job if my brother wasn't yelling at me, folks.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you didn't want us there. So, but I did want to see you because I want to support you, but I wanted to see like how
terrible
bad you
I was.
bomb.
I was bad. I mean, I wasn't the worst. There's definitely worse. Like some people just, walked in from the street and just jumped up there without even rehearsing or having a clue of what they were going to talk about. And you're like, man,
You
get
can't
off
be
the-
successful
get
that
off.
way.
Yeah.
'Cause especially if you've had a couple drinks and you think that you're funny, but you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think of it more like the preparation phase. Like I think of Seinfeld where Jerry, like there's an episode like in the middle of the night, he kind of like wakes up and writes his joke down on his nightstand.
Yeah.
And then like goes back to sleep. Like I think it kind of that way. Where like you never know when a funny moment might come.
Right.
But then you have to record it. Otherwise, you can't. It'd be hard to like just sit down and think, what's funny, like that. That's not gonna
What are
work.
people gonna laugh
Yeah.
about? And I didn't want to get into dick jokes because that's so cliche. Everybody can do a dick joke,
Yeah,
And so I really tried to stay away from that.
And it's hard to be original. Yeah. It's hard to be original
Yeah.
that way.
And there are people that certainly did that. I was just like, here's another dick joke. I mean, it just
Right.
loses its luster.
Right. And there's only, if you think about it, there's only like a certain percentage of people that will laugh at that. There's a lot of people that really don't find those funny.
Yeah.
Our humor, like if
This
it was
is
a
great.
bunch, if there's a bunch of us's in the audience, we'd be
Us's.
laughing. We'd be laughing our heads off.
We would.
because we're so childish. But you can't count on everybody in the audience being like us, which thank goodness.
Super immature.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, there's a lot of dick jokes, but yeah, man, it was a good experience. But I thought to myself one day, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what's my end game here?
Right. How long am I willing to do
A,
this?
I don't have a job.
My
Stand-up comedy is not the way to go.
Right. Employment's rough. Well, just think of it this way. You guys are starting a family and, to be successful, like legitimately, you have
Yeah.
to travel like constantly.
Right.
And you're working at night. Like that's not conducive to like starting a family.
Right. And I talked to a couple guys that had been doing it for a while, 4 or 5 years in Omaha at least. And, they're getting gigs in Kansas City, Des Moines. So they're traveling and, they're not making tons of money. And I didn't see it as like a money pit anyways. But I was just like, man, I don't want to drive to Des Moines for like $100. You know what I mean?
Is that what they make? Is that what comedians make?
I think,
Like-
some of these opening shows, it's like $100, $200.
You can't even hardly cover your hotel room.
I know. Like, it's a grind. And I appreciate people who are really trying to make it and make a name for themselves. There's some good talent here in Omaha.
That word there at open mic night,
Yeah,
they just kind of like practice their
just
stuff.
Practice, new stuff.
It's probably super obvious who's polished, like
Oh,
who's
yeah.
been doing it.
Oh yeah, their timing is impeccable.
And
Like
the flow.
yeah,
And
there's probably 4 or 5 people that really stood out in my mind. I'm like, they'll make it if they stick with it. But that's the thing. I mean, if you listen to like Joe Rogan and stuff, some of those guys, it took them 10 years to get on any kind of platform that made sense.
And those,
So it's a serious grind. So that's why I kind of took a moment and stepped back. Like, all right, are you gonna grind this out or not? And I'm
Right.
like, nope, I'm done.
yeah, because I guess I didn't know when that really stopped for you. Like I knew that you weren't going downtown to do the open mic.
Yeah,
But I didn't know that you stopped writing material. Like
Yeah.
I just noticed that you kind of stopped talking about it, and I never really asked you about it. I just figured you gave up on that, like all your other dreams.
you know, it's funny you said the last time I went, you know, COVID has kind of screwed up the comedy show. Obviously, they didn't do any live shows, I think, until, you know, this last month even.
Yeah.
So that killed a lot of people's momentum if they had it going.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember the last time I went down, some girl says to me, she pulls me aside and says, "What do you think of your bits?" And I was like, "Oh, Jesus,
this
this
is gonna
can't
be
be
rough.
good." Yeah, I was like, you know, they're probably not that great. You know, I'm trying to work through some things. She goes, "Yeah, they're not good."
Just being brutally honest.
Oh, brutally
with you.
honest. And she goes, "Yeah, you're
But
just."
you probably needed that. Like you need someone to be like, hey, you need to work on your stuff.
Yeah, but not that early in the game.
Right.
You know, when I'm just trying to feel it out.
Right.
And, you know, I didn't think her stuff was overly great either.
Did you get defensive?
No,
and like,
no,
go on
I
the-
no,
a
I
fit-
just took it.
You know what? You suck.
Yeah, you suck.
You think I
ass.
suck? You haven't even heard
You
yourself.
suck worse.
Yeah,
Yeah. Great comebacks.
Yeah.
No, it is what it is. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll keep that in mind. And then I just never went back.
Oh, she ended it for you.
Well,
she,
between that and my own thought process of where am I going,
yeah.
you know, because the open mics don't even start till I think it was like 9 o'clock, and there's a pecking order. Like if you've been around town and you've been doing it for a while, you're
Sure.
usually in the top.
Seniority.
Seniority.
Seniority
Exactly.
matters.
It makes sense.
Yeah, they earned it.
I had no seniority. So I would get on at like 10:30, 11. There'd be like crickets and 5 other people there. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
people, after they do their bit, would peace out.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, I did mine. See ya.
See you later.
But, yeah, I don't know. It was fun. I'm glad I tried it. I can check it off a bucket list and say, hey, I tried comedy and failed. But,
Well, yeah, I would say that. Well, and I've heard other comedians say this too. It's not like my original thought, but I've known
you have no original
I have
thoughts.
none, zero original thoughts usually. But it's like the ultimate form of vulnerability. Like
Oh, yeah.
making yourself that vulnerable, you know, trying to get people to laugh. Like up on stage, it's already hard to like public speak.
Yeah.
And now you're trying to get people to laugh on top of that. Like it's so vulnerable. Like for us right now, we hope that when people are listening, they laugh, right?
Right.
But there's zero pressure on us right now to do that. Like if they laugh or don't laugh, we're not going to know.
If
But
they don't
there's-
laugh, they don't have a soul.
no, yeah,
They
they
suck
just don't have a
anyways.
sense of humor.
They can
So-
unsubscribe now.
But if there's 20 people in this room,
Right.
you know, it'd be a lot more pressure when nobody's laughing.
Yeah.
Like think about,
Our show sucks.
yeah, we are horrible. What are we doing here? But that's the beauty of what we're doing now versus someone on stage. And that's why, like, getting over your own ego. Did I say eagle?
Eagle.
Yeah.
Eagle.
Getting over your own ego and making yourself vulnerable takes a lot of freaking courage. So I applaud you for that because I know that I could not do that. Like,
Yeah, it's really it's an eye-opening experience, and like you said, you got to be vulnerable. And from that experience, I will say my public speaking has probably gotten better, and just my confidence level in a room with people that I
Oh,
don't
sure.
know, because I'm like, man, I experienced the utmost humility on stage when nobody was laughing, when they were supposed to be laughing.
Right.
So that pressure when I walk into a networking event isn't there. Like, I'm like, okay, whatever. All I have to do is make conversation. This is easy.
Compared to what I went through.
Yeah. So it's
You haven't seen what I've seen.
I was in the trenches, man.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, you couldn't.
Yeah. Dude, I think some people would have some serious panic attacks on stage.
Oh, yeah.
That you have to be pretty extroverted. Obviously, an introvert's probably not going to do
No,
stand-up.
they wouldn't even attempt it. And I don't feel like I'm an introvert, and I don't think I would. Like, the only way I would get on stage in that scenario is if someone forced me to. Like, I don't think I could do it otherwise. Or if, like,
Do you think
you have to get on stage or your whole family dies.
Do you think old Captain Morgan could get you up there?
Yeah, but then where old Cap as I like to call him.
Cap.
Yeah, he'd get me up there, but then he would also fail me once I was up there.
Just stumbling over words and thoughts.
I can't understand what he's saying because he's slurring. There's drool coming out of his mouth.
You're all a bunch of assholes.
Yeah. None of you are laughing. Bunch of a-holes out there. Yeah, he could, yeah. Just kind of like he's the same person that gets me out on the dance floor. Like
Doing the sea walk.
Yeah, I've never danced so good in my life.
Let's
Thanks,
be honest.
Captain Morgan.
Thanks, Captain Morgan. You know, that you're dancing, it's the sea walk every time.
The sea walk is classic. It's like the waltz.
It's the
Charleston.
gangster waltz.
Yeah, you can. There's nothing gangster about it.
Yeah, the sea walk's a gangster
No,
dance.
it is not.
It's not.
It is not. It
who
just. I
dances
think
like
it was.
that?
Huh?
How did that dance start?
It became popular in hip hop circles.
Okay.
And
Proving a point.
No, that does not make it gangster. It just makes it, cool.
Cool.
And
okay.
it's still cool. I feel like I keep it relevant. I feel like when we're at a wedding, after I've had a lot of those captains, some vodka sodas, I work my way out on the dance floor. And, I get that sea walk going just in case someone forgot what it looked like.
Kind of like the cha-cha slide.
That's
Here's
what
Justin
that
with the sea
was.
walk. Yeah, okay.
Oh, gosh, I forgot the sea walk.
The difference between the sea walk and the cha-cha slide is that when the cha-cha slide goes down, everybody comes to the dance floor. When you do this sea walk, it's just you.
It's clearing it's clearing the dance floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, give him his space. Let him do the sea walk.
Yeah, but you know what? I think people thought it was cool. Like, oh man, he's good. Like, I think people think that I have rhythm when I do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, man, that looks super uncoordinated.
It depends how many captains are going down. I've seen a very uncoordinated sea walk before.
Coming out of me?
Coming out of you where you're like damn near falling down doing the sea walk.
Like I'm so sloppy. Like who gave that guy another drink? He needs to be cut off.
Yeah, I've seen it at maybe a wedding or two.
I've also seen you sea walk at weddings too. So it's not like
it's damn good.
I'm not alone. We've sea walked together.
I did it out of sympathy.
So,
it was a pity sea walk. Hey, you know what I saw the other day? This was yesterday. I saw a meme from Macaulay Culkin, or a tweet. He said, "Hey guys, you want to feel old? I'm 40. You're welcome." Oh. How ridiculous is that? I know it's completely random.
He was speaking to our age group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that guy 40?
I'm to almost turn 37 here soon. I'm almost 40.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're all getting old, but yeah, that does make me feel old.
Doesn't it?
Because I think of him and I as probably similar ages. Because when he was running from the robbers in Home Alone, you were running from mom and dad. Well, I was pretending that I could set up this super elaborate system to get robbers to go away from my house as a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
So unrealistic.
There's a count like how many times those guys would have died through all those stunts. It was like 13 times throughout that movie.
Just like I was thinking like the paint can, like a full swinging paint can to the face from a second floor. That would have ended it.
Yeah.
So I mean, if it was an empty paint can, it would have just hurt a lot.
You're eating your meals out of a straw for the rest of your life.
No, but you just Marv just lays there on the ground.
Harry,
yeah.
Harry.
Harry.
I love the second one when he's like, "Suck brick, kid," and then it's like the brick gets tossed off and it's like, and he's just like, and Joe Pesci the whole movie. I don't know if he really says a whole lot of lines other than fricka, 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 fricka.
That was part of the audition. Was just him having to do that. All right, give us your best fricka, 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 fricka.
I read something where he really struggled to not cuss in that movie because all of his previous movies he's known for dropping F-bombs and being very vulgar. So like doing a Home Alone, he really struggled to keep it together, and that's probably why he came up with the fricka.
Like, he wanted that. They actually ended up having to cut the full cuss word out.
Right.
So he actually was dropping F-bombs. They just cut the back half of them off.
I wanted to bring up something kind of important to us right now. Big Ten football. What a letdown.
Shoot me.
Just shoot me.
Just shoot me. Like, it's hard to describe the disappointment that I felt when they announced the canceling of fall sports in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Like, I just was so disappointed. Like, here we've all been dealing with COVID. It's been a struggle for a lot of people in a lot of different ways. A lot of people have died. But, you had this football in the fall, when this first started going down in March, we're like, oh, football's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Like, by the time we get to fall, it'll be fine. We'll have figured a lot of things out.
Right.
And then as we rolled closer, you knew, like, this might not get figured out. And then when Big Ten announced that there was going to be no fall football, you're just like, what do I have to look forward to? Like,
spiced lattes.
Yeah.
Pumpkin lattes.
Pumpkin lattes. No, thank you. Like, you know me. Like, Husker football is like something that I don't necessarily live for, but like pretty close to.
Yeah, you live for it.
And not having that now, just think of the student athletes. Like,
what a bummer.
I mean, they're actually the ones grinding and putting in the work to be ready for the sport.
Right.
And now what that does to them mentally, trying to work through that because they are living for it. I mean, that is their life.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the other fall sports.
Well, here's my thing. I get that the conferences govern themselves, but why couldn't the NCAA just come out and blanket all the sports? So either we're all in or we're all out, because now it's created an awkward dynamic where, the SEC, for example, I think is going to play this fall, and we're not, and we're potentially going to play in the spring and then run back into the fall again next year. I mean, that's injuries waiting to happen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're not going to have a full break for the Big Ten players.
No.
Like, it takes time for the body to recover. I mean, usually at the end of seasons, kids are, some of these kids will have minor surgeries or something to get them ready for the next season. So in the off season, they're kind of recovering from that. So you're obviously, your timetable there is a lot shorter. Your off season conditioning, weight training, all that's cut short. I mean, the Big Ten, as it stands right now, is going to be at a major disadvantage for the 2021 season. Just trying to have a 2020 season pushed back the way they're trying to do it. So
I think this Kevin Warren's got to get fired.
It's not, honestly, it's not his fault. He is
spokesman.
Yeah,
for
he's like the commissioner of the NFL. The commissioner of the NFL is the sounding board for the owners of the NFL teams. Like, he does make some decisions, but ultimately it's the NFL owners that that push the rules and push everything going. Same thing in the Big Ten. The Big Ten commissioner largely is not the decision maker. He's just the front man. So
this front man needs to be fired.
Yeah. Everybody's like, now, could he have handled things way better? Oh yeah, way better.
Yeah.
The PR surrounding how they've done all this, horrible, and that's on him.
Yeah.
But as far as the decision, ultimately that was a vote by the Big Ten presidents and chancellors. So, that's not on him. How they came about that decision and how it's been brought to the parents and students and the public, I think that has been horrible.
Yeah.
And I still think it's horrible. I still think there's a lot of questions left unanswered, and that's why you have all these parents suing.
The biggest
Big
question,
Ten.
why are we not playing and the SEC and ACC are playing?
And
right?
the Big 12.
Or Big
Think of it
12.
this way.
why?
In Iowa, you have Iowa's not playing. Iowa State is playing. All the high schools are playing. So it's just weird. You have this one isolated city now basically not playing.
Yeah.
And everybody around them are playing.
Right.
So
So
and you
dumb.
have that in other states too.
Yeah.
So it's hard to justify it in your mind. It's okay for them but not us. The research that they're looking at says that they can play. The research that we're looking at says they can't or we can't play. So it doesn't make any sense.
That's why I think someone higher up in the NCAA or the presidents should have come together as a group and made an executive decision. You know what I mean? It's just
the Power 5 conferences.
the Power
all as
5
one.
conferences. We all come together. We come to a table, guys. What do we think here?
Yeah.
What did that happen?
No.
You know what I mean?
No, and that's the thing. In football, the conferences are in a big way on their own. They kind of are their own decision makers.
Right.
Where in basketball, the NCAA rules much more in basketball because of the tournament. The NCAA sets up the tournament, and everybody kind of has to abide by because the tournament is the ultimate landing spot.
Yeah.
Everybody has to abide by the rules to get to the tournament.
Sure.
So the NCAA, in a big way, is much more of a decision maker for basketball. But in football, it's not that way because of bowl games.
Right.
Bowl games, and then now you have the playoffs. But only since such a select amount of teams make it to the playoffs, the conferences are still the rulers of their own domain, if you will. So that's why you have all these independent decision making going on, and nobody's on the same page. And I think, like us, a lot of them thought by the time fall comes, we'll all be good. Well, then they weren't ready to make these really hard decisions, and now it looks like super, convoluted, where nobody's on the same page. They're, Big 12's doing their thing, Big 10's doing their thing. And honestly, since Big 10 was the first ones to make the decision, I think they thought everyone was going to follow suit.
Right. Nope. Sucker.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Good one, Kevin.
Yeah.
We're playing.
So they thought they were, all in, or Big 10's like, oh, we're out. Everyone's going to do it. And I think that was a big slap in their face, or looked super egotistical.
Right.
That, hey, if we do it, everyone will do it. Nope, we're still going to do this. Now, those other conferences are, they set back their season. It's not starting exactly on time.
Yeah.
But I think Big Ten could still do that. If they see, these other conferences are having successful seasons, our first couple weeks, everything's looking good. What's to say that we couldn't start, a month after that? Yeah, we're a little pushed back, but we wouldn't be near the disadvantage of starting in January or March or whatever they decide.
What are players doing right now? Because I know at Nebraska, for example, they furloughed 51 people on the staff, right?
I know.
So, are the players still practicing? Are they still working out? Because if there is an opportunity to play, are they going to be sluggish? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, they get in the this is a Big Ten rule, not a big NCAA rule. I'm not sure on that though, but they're working out / practicing 12 hours a week, so they can, but maintain kind of, but they can't have any padded practices.
12 hours a week, man, that'd be more than maintaining for me.
Yeah, yeah. Think about that'd be about.
I'd be getting jacked with 12 hours a week.
Yeah, that's about 10 hours a week more than I'd put in. But still, there's no padded practices. So think about all the disadvantages they're at there. You're not. It's just not the same. You have to have the contact. So I don't know. I guess that's one of the negative ways that COVID's affected me.
Yeah. It's going to be a weird fall. I mean, Can we watch college football if it's not our
Yes.
team or the Big Ten?
I'll still watch. I have to watch. I'm too
You need
invested
yeah.
because it's football for
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
and for two, like just because I still watch football even when Nebraska wasn't playing. Like obviously I'd watch Nebraska's game,
Yeah.
but I'd watch games around Nebraska. So just because they're not playing doesn't mean I don't care. But I'm sure my care level will be down.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for fantasy football. I'll still have that
Right.
because pros are still
They're
going
going
to
to
chug
play.
along.
Yeah, they have to. Contracts are too big.
Oh yeah, contracts are huge. Not to mention like there's like gambling is a huge part of this.
Yep.
Fantasy football is a huge part of this. TV contracts. I mean, there's so much money on the line. It's
Vegas is getting killed right now
oh,
with all these sports. I mean,
Oh.
sports are just weird. Like the NBA, how does that even work? Because I see that they have the fake fans around the court.
yeah.
But they're like real people. So how do they?
It's like a
film
web,
them in.
It's like a webcast
Webcam?
from their computer.
Okay.
I think they're like tied in through like some NBA
Zoom?
platform. Yeah, they're kind of like zoomed in.
Yeah.
To the NBA platform. And
What a
then-
Zoom meeting to be a part of. Hey, I'm at the game, guys.
Yeah, but you're still watching the game on your computer screen.
Yeah, true.
So just because they see your face on the sideline,
Yeah.
you're still looking at a computer
Right,
screen.
that's true.
So I think I'd rather just watch the game from my TV.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody like Lil Wayne has been on.
I saw that. Yeah.
He's been on the sideline or in the stands or whatever.
yeah.
I'm sure
blowing
he's
smoke
got.
into his screen.
I'm sure he's still got like a camera with his TV or somehow. But
Yeah.
you and I wouldn't have that.
No.
So, yes, the bubble concept is really weird to me.
Yeah.
But it's working.
It is. They're playing.
Yeah.
And that's what we need. We just need substance right now.
Well, sports, I mean, if you think about sports, it's such a big part of our cultural.
Economy. It's
Well,
part of our
it's
economy.
part of our economy. It's part of our cultural life. Like it's
Yeah.
ingrained in a lot of things. Like I think about when Aaron and I go on vacation a lot of times, we'll base it around a sporting event. Like we were going to go to Chicago in October. It was the trip was based around Nebraska's football game.
Yeah.
Like we were going to go watch them play Northwestern,
Yep.
see some friends. But once the season got canceled, the whole trip got canceled. So, I mean, it's just little things like that. Think about people doing that all over the country and how it's just kind of ingrained in what we do, like game parties,
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's just not going to be
I
there.
will probably save myself some weight this fall
Not
because I
eating all
won't
those
just be
Mount on some nachos.
just killing nachos and
Drunk
cheese
munchies.
dip. Oh yeah. I mean,
You'll still be.
there's a positive, but I'd rather take that on than not have sports
Oh,
or not
yeah.
have football.
I'd rather work out a little bit more.
Yeah.
And still have drunk munchies and have football than not have football.
The drunk munchies at a football party, that's the worst.
I mean, the positive side, I mean, there has been more family time to
Yeah.
COVID.
Yep.
Even though it's canceled everything in our lives, there's been more family time. The negative to that is there's more family time.
Right.
I'm
right.
super,
I'm like, do I have to see my brother again?
Yeah,
My God, man.
yeah, because we had our own like small circle. You
Yeah.
and I, like, because that's what we're saying. Like, keep your circle small. You and
Yeah.
your wife Annie were a part of our small circle. So we were, obviously still hanging out, but it was pretty tight knit there for a while.
Yeah, we got into Catan hardcore.
Yeah, yeah.
Any of you listeners play Catan? Yeah, it's a board game. It's cool. It's kind of like Monopoly-ish.
Yeah, I don't.
Ish.
Yeah, very ish. I mean, it's a board game.
Yeah. And you trade some stuff.
It's kind of like Candyland.
Ish.
Because there's a board.
Because there's a board and you move people around.
Right. But yeah, we started some new hobbies and stuff like that with Catan and that sort of thing, but that got old.
What other hobbies did you start?
I don't know. None. I got into woodworking and
Knitting?
I started playing a new instrument. No, none of
No,
that's true.
didn't do any of it.
No. I just got mad at my kids more often. 'Cause
Right.
we were,
Around each other so much.
Yeah. Well,
It's been tough. I've opened up my circle quite a bit. I mean, I'm pretty much back at it. I'm hosting trivia Wednesday nights at a bar.
DJ Amp.
DJ Amp. Bow, bow, bow. I'm out and about, and I wear the mask, and take all the precautions, wash hands, which people should have been doing in the first place.
Yeah, I don't know
That's
why
just kind
that.
of a normal thing for me,
Yeah, I don't know
guess.
why that was so much more emphasized. Like, wash your hands. Who's not washing their hands?
Yeah, you sicko.
Yeah, like I don't know why that became a thing. Just
Yeah.
wash. Now it's just wash your hands more often.
Right.
But yeah. We're pretty much out and about too.
Yeah. You got to be. You can only take it for so long.
Yeah, life goes on.
Yeah.
But it has to. But just taking the right precautions. As we're going into fall now, we got Halloween coming up. And
Oh, yeah. That's my jam.
Halloween is like
Christmas.
everyone else's Christmas for you.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you so into Halloween? What
I
started
don't know.
that?
I think as kids, Mom was all about it.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, we had a lot of decorations, and we had all those dumb sticker decorations they put on your windows.
Yeah, but we had that for all the other holidays.
I don't know.
Yeah.
My birthday's in the fall, in October. I don't
Yeah.
know. Just kind of, because we always went to the pumpkin patch for my birthday. We did the hay rack rides. So I just kind of, I don't know. I guess I was more susceptible to liking that holiday. And then I always liked the spook shows, Halloween, Jason, all that stuff, even though it's corny as hell.
It's spook shows? Who calls it spook shows?
Well,
Are
actually,
you talking about scary movies?
scary movies. I started.
How old are you?
I started saying that because Annie's mom says it a bunch.
The spook shows?
Spook shows. Oh, we got spook shows coming up, and I'm like, oh yeah, you mean horror movies?
Yeah, I've never. That seems like a very
I'd
old,
slipped.
old person
All right,
term.
it slipped.
Yeah, you.
Anyways,
are ancient.
scary movies, yes, but I go all out. I'm that guy in the neighborhood that you either hate or love. A lot of kids are afraid to come up to my door
to get candy
because it's so scary. I don't do like the cute stuff. It's like gore and scary monsters and clowns.
I don't really like coming up to your door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've scared off a few kids last year. I'm like, weak. Come back next year.
Get out of here, toddler.
Get out of
You're
here.
not ready.
You're not ready for this.
How
They're
much
like
money do you
4.
spend on Halloween every year?
Boy.
Because you could try to get
I
something
try to
new
get
every
something
year.
new, but
Are you getting something new this year?
No, just I think I'm just gonna get the Joker costume, which I ordered a couple days ago.
You did?
The Joaquin Phoenix.
Really?
Because I did a legit Pennywise last year. You have to check out
yeah.
my Facebook on that.
Yeah, that looked really good. It was creepy.
So I got a good makeup artist, Emily Schreiner. Give you a shout out. Bow, bow, bow. And
You don't have to make the brr, brr, brr every time.
I just feel like it was needed. No, but I don't think I can add much more because then it's just going to be too gaudy. I got everything kind of spread out. It looks nice. If I add more, it's just going to be a cluster.
Yeah. Well, I think if you're going to add more, you might have to take some. It needs to become more themed.
Yeah,
Like,
just
you
like
kinda-
all clowns.
Or all something, whatever
Yeah.
it is. Like maybe it's like super Jason Voorhees-ish, Spirit Lake, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's clownish or insane, clown stuff. or
Clown or just insane clowns.
yeah. But I couldn't think of anything else scary. But anyway, yeah.
How about a spider theme?
No. I would not come over. I don't like spiders.
Justin hates
I
spiders.
hate spiders. Like a lot.
You know that movie Arachnophobia with Jeff Daniels?
I won't watch it.
They actually shot that with real spiders, that end scene where they're all like coming out and they're on the ceiling and everything.
That was real spiders.
That was real spiders. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being in that room?
No.
I think, some of the like larger ones, like the big mother one, obviously was fake.
Yeah.
But like the majority of them were
How'd
real.
they do that?
Capture that many?
Did they capture those, or were those like
I mean, well, how else?
I
They
don't
just
know.
blew a
Maybe
whistle and called them in.
the spider whistle?
And all these spiders come trinkling in.
Just think about capturing those spiders. That
Boss. Calling them in like cows. Yeah, they captured them. I don't know where they got them from.
I don't know.
Zoos.
Yeah,
but I
maybe.
think they had to test them for venom. Like they had to squeeze out the venom or
Just
the,
like
the
you can
glands.
milk anything.
Yeah. I got teats, Greg.
Yeah.
Can you milk me? Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they had I don't remember. Are they like Black Widows or something?
No, I don't think they're black widows.
They're probably like garden spiders.
To be honest, I don't know because I haven't seen that movie all the way through. because I hate spiders. So let's get back to your Halloween stuff.
Yeah. All right.
But so I would think you need to make it more themed if you're going to add more stuff. Otherwise, it just looks like a bunch of random crap that you found at Nobby's. So if you did that, went that route, then I think it would be really cool. But if you have like a favorite scary movie, then you could base it around that. Do you have a favorite scary movie?
I don't know.
Or like a favorite Halloween movie?
Yeah, actually, the original Halloween, I think is just so classic.
Michael Myers?
Yeah, I mean, the music is what makes that movie.
Oh, it's super suspenseful.
Yeah. And it's really not scary with Michael. Yes, it's more suspense.
It's
really
more
than
suspenseful.
horror.
Yeah. But a lot of them are. A lot of them aren't like straight up. Because you think of horror. Yeah.
Why is that the sound for Jason?
I don't know. So why is that scary?
He's not saying that behind his mask.
Yeah.
I know that.
Jason,
Here I come.
I know you're there.
Jason, I can hear you through your mask. What?
I honestly, I can't even remember like what the premise is of that movie because it's been so long. Like
Michael Myers?
No,
Or-
Jason.
Oh.
Like he was a kid that drowned in the lake, right?
Yeah.
At
and
camp.
At Spirit Lake, and all the counselors were getting
Like-
after it, and then he drowned, I think.
Getting after it.
Like
Getting some tail.
getting some tail, knocking the
okay.
boots.
Knocking boots. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So counselors are getting
Getting down.
and then Jason drowns because of it.
Yeah, no one's watching him. I
And then
think
years
that's how it
later, he
goes.
comes back as Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, and just starts killing all the counselors.
cabins or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay.
And every one of the movies, everyone's always just going to Pound Town. It seems like that's like a theme. Like
It's
if
always
you're
sexual.
watching, if you're watching Friday the 13th, you're gonna see some knocks. You like how I'm going around the terms?
Okay.
Knocks is code for boobies.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we got it.
Yeah, I think that it's built more upon that. than-
Okay. So it's always there's this sexual piece. Jason comes back.
I
'Cause
could
honestly,
be just
I've
making
seen,
this all up. I feel
because
like
it's more entertaining.
I feel like when I was a young teenager, I was
sells.
like, "Here we go,
Yeah.
the shirt coming up." Yeah,
Yeah. But scary movies just don't really do it for me. Like it never
No,
really
not
has.
anymore.
No.
We're so desensitized.
To me, like those kind of movies are not that entertaining. It's the ghost movies that I find
Like paranormal?
Yeah, that's the kind of movies that like scare me and like I don't really like watching because it's scary.
Yeah,
Like where the Jason and Michael Myers, I'm like, oh, they're it's suspenseful, but I'm not like it's not scary. Where it's like, what is that? Yeah, Paranormal Activity.
the first one I saw, I was
Oh,
super
just
freaked out.
creeped the heck out of me. Like,
Yeah.
so, and those movies are super low budget, but they made a ton of
Yeah.
money because they're scary.
Yeah,
Like everybody finds ghosts scary if you like let yourself admit it.
right.
Like I think everybody kind of is hesitant about it.
Well, you walk through a dark house or a basement. I think everyone has a little bit of fear. It's fear of the unknown, like what's behind there or what could happen. And you hear stories.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
people have had real life experiences. I have not.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to believe as much, but when I've heard other stories, like your guy at the fire department,
Yeah. His stories sound legit.
yeah,
Like,
that's freaky.
yeah. I can't, and honestly, I'd go into those stories if I could remember them, but it was like a house he grew up in or like was a part of his family. It was like his grandparents' house or something. And there was like stuff written on the windows in fog, like get out.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even to him. It was like
To a painter.
yeah,
right?
it was somebody like helping renovate the house who had no idea of like this history within the house, that there like had been paranormal stuff within the house, didn't know any of that. And then he told this guy I work with about it happening to him. So that it was written, like it was get out written in fog or something on
Hell
the
no.
window. And so even it's just weird like how it was happening to other people
Yeah.
in the house, not just Bob. That's the guy that I work with. But anyway, he's got other stories with that house, and it's just super
And he's a
freaky.
straight shooter. He's not a joker.
Yeah, he had no reason to lie about it.
Yeah.
And he
It was too detailed to even lie
well,
about it.
yeah, and he thinks he's just kind of susceptible to like the spirit world, and which sounds super. It sounds corny, but I think that's like legitimate. Some people are just kind of, well, if you believe in that stuff.
I think the more you believe, the more susceptible.
You think?
I think
because
so.
I believe, but I don't think I'm susceptible.
I believe. Yeah, no, I'm not into it.
You're not. You don't believe in ghosts?
I don't know. I need an experience.
Like your own experience?
My own experience, and then I'll be traumatized and be like, okay, I'm in. They're real.
I don't think I'd want that. I would, because then once you're traumatized, then you can't take that back. Like
True.
I
Great.
then
I'm
it's-
setting myself up now.
Yeah, I don't think you want that. I think you want to just believe, just know they're out there, and then that's it.
Yeah.
That way your house isn't haunted.
Then I could
They
take
would-
some holy water and whip it around the house, right? Just take a hose and just spray the whole house down.
And call it holy water. It's
Yeah.
like, this is working, right?
Have some
I don't think
priest
that's how
bless
it
it.
works. Yeah, you'd have to have like a priest come in and bless your house.
Yeah.
I don't. So
Hopefully not a Catholic priest. I'm just kidding.
What's the game where they're moving the
Ouija board?
Ouija board?
I have wanted to try that.
You have a Ouija board?
No, I've thought about buying one.
Just to try that?
I've been talked out of it a few times.
By Annie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, that will not come into our house.
Isn't it's supposed to be evil?
Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to be able to talk to spirits, and all of a sudden, the board will move itself. I'm like,
But
come
you got to
on.
put your hands on it.
Yeah,
So
but someone could be moving it
yeah,
in the group.
I always found that to be like, all right, nobody move their hands.
And then someone's like,
and then old
damn it, Jeff.
Yeah, and then Jeff starts moving it, and you know Jeff's moving it because
Yeah.
it looks like he's like straining.
Jeff, I can see your vein bulging because you're
Yeah.
pushing so hard.
Yeah. No, I it's hard for me to believe that like someone's not moving that because your hands are on it.
Yeah.
Why do your hands have to be on it for it to move?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I think if we all just stood back and watched the puck or whatever it is move on its own, then I'd believe.
Then things get freaky.
Yeah. But
And
I
then you
think the
burn the board.
game creators know that wouldn't actually happen.
What a great marketing pitch, though.
Right.
How many people have bought that game?
Connect with the spirit world with our game. You have to put your hands on this magical puck and it will move. But no one else that has their hands on it are moving it. It just seems so far-fetched.
The guys who invented it are just laughing their asses off now, knowing they sold people on this idea.
Laughing their asses off with millions in their pockets.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
it's probably like Milton Bradley or
Sure.
I don't know who made it. Hansborough Brothers or isn't that
No, that's gummy bears, isn't it? Harsborough?
Hansborough?
Those are good. God, I love some
No.
gummy bears.
Yeah, gosh, I love gummies. Gummy anything. Give
Yeah.
me gummy anything. Worms, bears,
Yeah.
you name it. I just don't like sour gummies.
Really?
I'm not a sour gummy guy.
Black Forest or Harsborough
Black Forest
all day.
all day.
Trolley.
Yeah. Trolley.
You know, Pat found some good gummies at Costco, I think.
Black Forest.
No, a different brand.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it? You don't know what
I
they're
don't
called?
remember.
Oh, Costco. They
Yeah.
have it all.
They have it all.
I love Costco. There's just nothing there that's bad. I've yet to have a bad experience at Costco. The worst thing about Costco is waiting in line.
The lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's because everybody else realized how awesome it is too.
It is. Everything's just great quality.
Great quality. Yep.
How do we go from horror movies to Costco and gummies?
At the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
Well, gummies just gets my mouth watering.
Like a steak. No, yeah, Costco, how many times a week do you go? Just once a week?
Well, no, it's probably once every other week because you get stuff in such bulk.
Yeah.
You don't have to go every week,
Right.
But I want to go.
Are you a sampler? Are you that guy who's just sampling every aisle?
No, I can't stand the samplers. I'm like, seriously, you're waiting in line for a thimble-sized piece of cheese pizza? Like, seriously.
Yeah, I've been in there, and it's like there's the same guy, going from sample table to sample table. I'm like, what, did you not eat breakfast or lunch,
Yeah. I'm just like, come on. Like, you're waiting in line for a hot dog or whatever. I was like, I got better things to do. And then these people in line are just clogging up aisles.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, if I'm with my kids and we're going by like yogurt, something I know that they'll like, we'll stop.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'll say, "Oh, you don't like that. Oh, you don't like that. Ooh, you wouldn't like that.
Ooh, sick. So we can get out of
can
here.
I get that? Dad, it's chips." I'm like, "You wouldn't like those kind. Those are spicy."
What's the best thing at Costco? Best food item?
Best food item at Costco?
I'm going rotisserie chicken.
Ooh, that is
$5
really
for one of those?
good. It's so good.
How do they
Yeah.
even make money on that?
I don't know. And they're like supersized chickens.
Yeah.
Like
They're
those
jacked
things gotta
up
be
on roids.
loaded with steroids.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. It's probably some of their sweets in bulk are so good, like brownie bites and
Oh, yeah. Sure.
I think those are, but I never buy that stuff. I just can't have it in the house.
Yeah.
Just
It's like me and Cheeto Puffs.
yeah, you go.
I
Crazy.
can't open a bag without eating the whole thing.
I know you're nuts, and they sell them there, right? The good kind.
They sell the cheese balls by Utz, UTZ.
Yeah,
I'll
Those
eat
are
the whole container
those are
of
the
those too.
ones?
Yeah. Just so light, fluffy, and cheesy and good.
just so good.
So good.
We probably should end it on cheese balls.
We should.
I think so. Cheese balls is a perfect place to end this podcast.
Isn't it just as great having you as a guest today?
It was great having you as a guest.
Yeah.
We didn't have a guest. Why didn't we have a guest? Nobody wanted to be on our show.
No, I just thought it'd be good to get back to us
Yeah.
and see what that looked like.
Rekindle the magic if
Yeah.
we still had it.
Right.
I think we've proven we do have the magic.
Jess, you want to close us out on this one?
No, go ahead.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to the Brother Side Podcast. Stay tuned for our next episode. We have Rochelle DeFonzo joining us.
Rochelle. That's right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.